Hello, Soup Troop. Hey, Firestar's here too, like always. I have to say, it feels so good to be back. First, yes, I know this shelter is incredibly late. As most of you know, I have been taking care of my grandmother, and that took up a lot more of my time than I was expecting. I apologize, but hey, here it is. Plus, the time you spent finding me rabbit pictures. Does this guy love me or not? Also, quick shout out to Wild Hops and Tumblr. They started writing their own Wild Hops fanfiction, and I've had the privilege to help them in any way that I can. I bet they will be releasing their first chapter soon, so go check them out. If Tom doesn't work for you, their account is Spicecracker. Their archive of our own account will be under the same name. Spicecracker. Now that's an awesome name. Everyone needs to read it just for that. As always, thanks for reading my story and supporting me. You all rock. Thanks for making it so much fun for us. Chapter 20. Judy Puff. The next few days were some of my loneliness in Zootopia, and I thought my first day on the force was bad. No, this was most definitely worse. Mostly due to the insurmountable guilt and shame I was feeling. I wanted to see Nick so badly, but I didn't know how to talk to him. I know he told me to come to me once I was ready, but what was I supposed to say when I finally got in front of him? Like I said, there wasn't much to say. I was afraid of him, or more afraid of what he could do to me. No, I shouldn't be. I should be able to trust him after all he's done for me. He's protected me so many times. He's the man I should feel the most comfortable and safe around. Yet for some reason, I couldn't silence the nagging thoughts and nightmares. The nightmares. Oh God, the nightmares. I didn't think they could get any worse. I was definitely proven wrong. After seeing how my behavior affected Nick, my guilt translated into my sleep. He was always there, but far away at the end of a dark hallway. No matter what I did, how hard I ran towards him, I couldn't reach him. He would just stand there, staring blankly towards me at first. Then his expression would wrap into hurt and anger. His last word to me is the same each and every time. Why? What if I couldn't get him back? What if my actions were so unforgivable he couldn't take me back? I groaned and slumped against my desk. A thin layer of dust had settled over his wood surface. Putting small clouds on top of it. After Thunder Town, I had no motivation to clean my desk, or anything for that matter. My entire apartment was caked in the pesky substance. The only surface to be spared was my bed. I was supposed to be at a stakeout with my partner's friend tonight, but decided to stay home. Bogo knew what condition I was in, and agreed that stakeout wouldn't be the best for me. Besides, it was an easy enough mission. Savannah or another officer could surely handle it. I lazy stood from the chair and turned off the small lamp on the desk. The room floor was an inky black. The only solace being the sea light streaming through my window. Shoved into my bed, I buckled into the plush mattress, burned my face into my sheets. Might as well check my phone. I put it out, but somehow found my way into a text with Nick. I stared at the blinking cursor, and it stared back. God damn it, Judy, say something. You're losing him. No matter how hard I backed myself, the cursor just kept on blinking. I let out an exasperate sign and threw the phone up the side of the bed. I reached out for my pillow, pulling it close to my chest. A faint smell lingered over the cushion. His scent still remained from his last day in my apartment. I instinctively hugged the pillow even closer and breathed in deeply. I missed him. I missed him so much. Almost as a fun cue, my phone began vibrating below me. My eyes immediately flew open at the sound. I sprung out the bed with the energy I didn't have for days. I shakily took my phone. Please be Nick, please. Cheap Bogo. I huffed disappointingly and reluctantly answered, walking to my desk. Cheap Bogo, what do you need? I asked gloomily, dragging my fingers across my desk to draw a small design to the dust. Hey Hops, I have some bad news. His voice was gruff and low like it usually was, but there was an urge of sorrow. My heart stopped. Is Nick alright? As far as I know, yes. This isn't about Nick. It's about Savannah. Really flooded my veins, which was suddenly replaced by more guilt. Savannah? What happened? The fear of paying him, I started to look at Tom Briggs. That stakeout. So much could go wrong. You know she was at the stakeout tonight. We thought there would only be 2 suspects there, but there was a third. While we were taking the 2 into custody, the third shot Savannah. Complete silence. Is she? I choked out, nauseous, suddenly feeling my body. Yes, Hobbs. She's dead. Nick puffed. I was extremely tired of looking at these 4 walls. Too bad I wasn't get up anytime soon. It wasn't that I didn't want to leave my room. I just had everything I needed there. Small TV a few feet from the foot of my bed, tons of snack I raided from the pantry, and a comfy bed. The only thing that could make it better is if I could my toilet into my room. Well, there was another thing that could make my situation more satisfactory, but that was even more of a long shot than the toilet. To say I was distraught was a bit of an understatement. I was completely alone, isolated from the rest of the world. Well, I tried to talk to her finish, but that only made things worse. She's a fucking rabbit, man. What'd you expect? Was last words to me before I hung up the phone. I'll admit, it was disheartening that she hadn't contacted me since our last date. How long would it take her to be comfortable around me again? A couple more days? A week? Never? I groaned out, rested my head back on my pillow and stared up at the ceiling. The past few days I had unsuccessfully attempted to get rid of the nauseous feeling that set in my stomach since that fateful day. Nothing seemed to work. Then again, I knew why. The anger was still there, just more subdued. Obviously, I couldn't be too angry. Not at her, although I loved myself some. How could I not when she reacted like that to my touch? No, stop thinking about it. Get yourself together, Nick. Everything just felt so empty without her. The Zootopia I knew had been ripped away from me and placed with the old, drab, pessimistic city I once knew. The moment I left that coffee shop, light seemed a bit dimmer, the nights a bit darker, and food a bit blander. That bunny had a piece of my heart I was never getting back. My phone buzzed in my pocket and I jumped up slightly. No, it wasn't Judy. Her ringtone would have played if it was. Sure enough, when I tapped the power button on my phone, a text from Chiboka appeared on the screen. I grunted and started to unlock my phone. My eyes widened slightly once I read the message. Officer Savannah Woods has died on duty. Funeral is scheduled for the 27th at 2 p.m. The service will be held at Meadowland Cemetery. All officers are required to attend. They miss you, Wild. A mask formed in my throat, and I gulped. Savannah Woods. That was Judy's partner. Panic began to set into my body. If something happened to Savannah, Judy was more than likely there as well. Judy's fine, by the way. I sat back in my bed. Okay, Judy was fine. Never knew Savannah very well. Just a few passing remarks if I saw her on the station. Still, listening with her own on duty, that terrified me. Panic sign flowed through me again. Judy was going to be at that funeral. I would be seeing her in just a couple of days. Whether we were ready for it or not. Judy puff. Countryside whipped past me as the train rumbled through the outskirts of Zootopia. I could already smell the fresh air, even through the walls of the subway. It took me back to carrots fields and harvest, late night stargazing, and freshly cut grass. Home, my siblings, my parents. Suddenly the train lurched forward, then back, signaling a stop. Meadowland Cemetery. A dull voice came out of the loudspeaker, and I stood. I grabbed my small white handbag and exited the sliding glass doors of the train. As I stepped out, I already spotted Clawhouse and Bogo on the platform, talking quietly to a group of other officers. I scanned the rest of the group until my eyes lit on an older wolf, gray and white fur speckling her shiny black coat. My breath hitched in so I realized this was Savannah's mother. I was the reason her daughter was dead. I ducked down and immediately headed into the crowd, trying to hide myself amongst them and mammals. Please don't see me, please don't see me, please. Unfortunately, I was so focused on hiding, I ran right into the back of another mammal, dragging us both off balance. I stumbled forward a bit, my face buried in the back of the mammal's suit. They smelled oddly familiar. Once we both regained our balance, I stood with the back a bit, brushing down the front of my black skirt. Gosh, I'm so sorry. I wasn't looking where I caught myself as I looked up to the mammal I ran into. My empty eyes connected with a familiar gleam, and my stomach dropped. I hadn't realized he was going to be here. I wasn't prepared at all. And now, out of all the animals here, I managed to run into him. The fox cleared his throat uncomfortably and smoothed down his suit. Bags hung under his eyes, like he hadn't slept in days. Even though he donned a clean suit, his fur was all rustled up, as if he hadn't taken the time to comb it. His posture was even slumped slightly. So good, Carrots. Maybe look up next time you're trying to avoid someone, though, he said coldly. His eyes flicked over to Savannah's mother, although his tone suggested he wasn't just talking about her. I started to find the right words, but before I knew it, he disappeared into the crowd. I stood there, dumbfounded. I couldn't erase the sunken-in face from my memory. He didn't look like himself at all. What was I doing to the fox? I was so distracted by my thoughts, I didn't notice everyone was moving off the platform into the cemetery. I quickly followed the crowd and found Clawhauser, sitting close by to the cheetah and making polite conversation. So, what's up with you and Nick? You two seem to be disconnected, he asked sweetly, obviously concerned. I smiled wiggly up at the cheetah, trying to make it seem that yes, everything was fine. And no, I definitely wasn't the reason Nick looked like a meth addict. Yeah, we're just kind of taking a break right now. Nothing major, I replied, trying to sound as convincing as possible. I could tell Claudio didn't totally fall for it, but didn't seem to want to press any further. We walked the rest of the way in silence, leaving me time to ponder my thoughts. I needed to control my emotion towards Nick. He wasn't the reason I was here. This day was about Savannah. Nick would have to wait for another time. As we were walking, I realized something. I made physical contact with Nick. Heck, I was all over his back, and it felt normal. I wasn't afraid. Nick paused. What writer said it always looked so beautiful? Her outfit was simple, sure. A black skirt, white lace top, and a pearl necklace. But god damn it, that bunny made everything look spectacular. She could be wearing a trash bag, and she'd somehow make it look good. I spotted her the moment she exited the train. Of course she hadn't seen me. That was probably because she wasn't really looking for me. Based on her reaction when she bumped into me, she wasn't expecting to see me at the funeral. But here we were together. Physically, she seemed unaffected by everything that had happened. Emotionally, I had no idea what she was thinking. I just needed to stay out of Judy's way and let her decide what to do. We made our way down the cemetery, the casket already waiting for us. A chill ran down my spine. Even though I didn't know Savannah that well, the fact that we lost one of our own so easily terrified me. Looking at the face around the grave, everyone seemed to be feeling a similar way. Then my eyes landed on Judy. I didn't even hear the first part of the speeches. My eyes were locked on her. My stomach dropped as the realization hit me like a ton of bricks. This could happen to her. This could happen to me. No one thought it could, but now that Savannah was gone, the possibility of losing a life in our line of work suddenly seemed much more real. How could I live apart from Judy knowing that she or I might not be alive tomorrow? The Reverend knows I was staring, so I turned to the casket, a blush hiding itself under my fur. Great, now she probably thinks I'm expecting her to say something to me later. I sighed softly and tried to focus on the funeral. However, I couldn't stop about Judy. Judy. That's all I'm able to think about anymore. Try to watch TV, think about Judy. Go to sleep, dream about Judy. Listen to music, cry over Judy. The bunny invaded my mind and I couldn't get her out. Judy paused. I glanced over to Nick, who seemed to be staring at me. He quickly turned away, and I could tell he was blushing underneath his fur just from his facial expression. He wasn't distinguishable to anyone else, but I knew the fox too well. My mind wandered back to our interaction on the train platform. I touched him and I wasn't afraid. Was that just because I wasn't expecting the touch? I honestly had no idea. That could be it, but something inside me said otherwise. I needed to find another way to figure it out. My eyes went back to the casket, and I felt a weight drop on my chest. My partner, dead, just like that. It wasn't like the suspect thought that she had a family or spouse. He didn't care about any of that. He just shot her. No questions asked. It was just a fact of the job. Death. My job. Oh God. And Nick's. What if he gets reinstated? Well, that was a big gift. The same thing could happen to him without the suspect even thinking about me. And Nick would leave me, thinking that I was afraid of him. I would lose a whole life with him. I can't let that happen. I need to be sure first. How was I supposed to do that? Nick paused, sitting alone at the table. I felt very much like an outsider. Most of the officers were still somewhat uncomfortable around me after the incident, and Jude definitely wasn't staying with me. So there I was, sitting alone at a funeral reception, with a plate full of blueberries. 2 weeks ago, I would have left off with Judy, joking about how I was too good to sit by any of the other officers. But this wasn't 2 weeks ago. I exhaled sharply, wondering what I was still doing here. I reminded myself by popping the last few blueberries into my mouth, staring disheartenedly down at my plate. I sighed heavily once more. No more blueberries would mean I would have to get up. Getting up made awkward stares from mammals as I passed them by. Impossible to run to Judy again. Blueberries were worth it though, I decided. Might as well have one good thing while I was here. My chair scraped harshly against the floor as I stood, and I winced. The room went nearly silent as some man glanced over at me nervously. I ducked my head down and strode over to the table full of food. I noticed something move out of the corner of my eye, but I ignored it. I just needed to get my blueberries as fast as possible. Thankfully, the small crowd around the food table parted for me. I ignored the judgmental stares caused. Hey, I was getting blueberries rather than I would have otherwise. I spotted a large glass bowl filled with an assortment of fruits. I reached for a large spoon that sat inside the dish, but my paw was met by another. I attempted to immediately pull back in embarrassment, but the paw held me there. That paw looked rather familiar. My cheeks flushed, and I slowly looked down to meet a pair of dazzling amethyst eyes. I smiled awkwardly, and she let go of my paw. Sorry, just wanted some fruit, she spoke casually, as if nothing happened between us. I nodded slowly and watched as she scooped some fruit into the styrofoam bowl with a content smile. What was going on here? Here she was, standing right next to me. Before I had time to think any longer, she skipped away, waving cutely at me. I watched as she left, completely dumbfounded. I slowly turned back to the table and began fishing blueberries out of the bowl. What was that? Why did she grab my paw like that when I wasn't allowed to grab her just a few days ago? Then it hit me. She hadn't put away from me in disgust. No, she initiated the contact. She didn't even flinch when she touched me. Smoke slowly spread over my face. Judy Hobbs held my paw. Judy puffed. I held Nick Wild's paw. For some reason, that thought made me incredibly giddy. I held Nick Wild's paw and felt absolutely no fear. It was like holding his paw every other time, but somehow better. I looked across a few tables at the fox, tapping my foot against the floor happily. I knew I was getting stares, probably for looking so happy at a funeral, but I was fully focused on him. I needed to talk to him. Right now. I pushed myself on the table, startling a few men sitting near me. Making a beeline to him, I pulled the chair across from him and now sat in it without saying a word. Nick slowly gazed up from the floor at me. My heart leaped as emerald met amethyst. I slowly smiled sweetly towards him and I could see the panic in his eyes. What you need, carrots? He asked cautiously, leaning back his chair slightly. I shrugged, swinging my legs underneath the table. One of my feet brushed against his, and I found him jump backwards. My heart sank slightly before I remembered he thought he still wasn't allowed to touch me. Can we talk? He looked around nervously before setting his eyes back on me. I don't know if this is the best time or place, he answered slowly. The fox shifted a bit uncomfortably, leaning in a bit more. Sure, a funeral wouldn't probably be my first place of choice for this talk, but I couldn't stand seeing Nick like this anymore. I needed to make things better, and I needed to do it now. I know, but this is really important. Can we just go outside for a little bit, please? I asked hopefully. Nick closed his eyes and rested his forehead in his paw. After a few seconds, he opened his eyes and looked up. Fine, a couple minutes. He finally agreed, standing from his chair. I hopped out of my seat with him and led him towards the exit. I walked on his right side this time, but resisted the urge to hold his paw. Not yet, but soon I would be able to hold it. If all went well, that is. I didn't consider the thought that it might go poorly. What if it did? What if he didn't want me back and this was all in vain? What if after all this I was still alone? Nick puffed. I felt like I was going to throw up. What did she have to do this now? Out of all the times for us to talk about my incident, what did she have to do in public? With all our co-workers feel read away? At a damn funeral? I'll give it one thing. It was definitely dramatic. We stepped out in the crisp air. The door softly shutting behind us. Judy grabbed my wrist to drag me to the side of the building. And I swear, every strand of my fur stood straight up. She seemed to be comfortable with physical contact again. That had to be a good sign, right? The rabbit led me around a few bushes that lined the building to a small clearing. Tree branches hung over us, giving us as much privacy as we could possibly have. I leaned my back against the brick wall and Judy stood just a few feet in front of me. Even in this dim lighting, her eyes stood out like a light at the end of a tunnel. We stood in silence for a few seconds, as if we were trying to figure out who was supposed to talk first. I cleared my throat and began to speak. Judy, I shut my muzzle, blushing slightly. Nothing more than simultaneously starting to talk. I nodded in her direction, indicating for her to start. I bit my lower lip in anticipation, ready to have my heart broken again. So, how have you been? I blinked a few times. Thrown up by the oddly casual question. I thought about how to answer. Decided honesty was the best policy. Pretty shitty, honestly. How about you? Her eyes drooped behind her, and my heart might as well have shattered there, right then and there. I always hated when her eyes were droopy, but she knew it too. Whenever she wanted something, all she would have to do was droop her ears, and I was putting in her paws. Not great. Really terrible, actually. My eyes find a response. You definitely don't look it. You're gorgeous. I responded softly, trying to realize what I was saying. My face flushed. Oh God, was that too much to say? Her eyes turned a bright red, and Julie smiled softly. She smiled. Yeah, well, she shrugged awkwardly, and I chuckled lightly. She never was great at taking compliments. Always blushing, which only made her more adorable, which only made me want to hug her and kiss her, and I told myself, no, I couldn't think about any of that. My chuckle faded, and silence overtook us again. I tapped my fingers against the wall. Small scratching noises broke in the air. I could tell she wanted to say something, but I didn't know how. What's on your mind, Judy? I accidentally encouraged her to speak. This was it. The moment my heart would either leap or break. I was severely underprepared, but it was happening, whether I was ready or not. I've been thinking a lot about the incident. I got home that night, and couldn't believe what happened. Seeing you like that was honestly terrifying. I'm not gonna lie. My ears pressed against my skull, and looked down in shame. Here it comes, the breakup. Might as well just leave now. And then that day in Town, you did absolutely nothing wrong. You were trying to reach out to me, help me, and I turned you away in the worst way possible. Her voice was probably soft now, almost a whisper. We both made mistakes, Nick, but I don't want to live my life in fear of something that's never going to happen. My ears perked up again. She? I can't live like that. She corrected herself. Not when you or I could be gone tomorrow. We could be in that casket, just like any other officer would be. I want to live my life without fear, and to the fullest. I want to live it with you. I felt tears starting to glaze over my eyes. A rare occurrence. I could tell the same was happening to her. I want to live with the best, sweetest, most compassionate, funniest, smartest fox I know. You've been nothing but amazing to me, and I reached out to cover cheeks, and silenced the lips with mine. My teeth clacked against hers, but that didn't matter. I was kissing the bunny I loved again. And God, did I love her, more than ever right now. Kissing her felt comfortable, like wearing an old t-shirt. The same fireworks exploded in my head as my head hit the wall. Julie's chest pressed against mine. All my fears, insecurities, and worries melted away. Everything in my world was exactly the way it was supposed to be. Eventually, we pulled away slightly, petting softly to each other's lips. Oh, you foxes. So emotional, she whispered teasingly, then giggled softly. Her sweet laughter ran in my ears, and I was soaking every second of it. I couldn't stop smiling. I moved my paws from her cheeks to her hips, running them up her sides and back down. She seemed to be in the same state as me, scratching her paws over my neck and back, keeping her chest pressed close to mine. Finally, I couldn't hold back a laugh, and burst out as I tried to kiss her again, but was unable to. Her giggles only increased, and there we were, two idiots laughing and kissing next to a funeral home. I wouldn't have it any other way. Chapter 21. Important announcement. Hi everyone, I would like to say thank you to everyone who has been following my story. I've had a lot of fun getting to meet so many of you, and sharing my passion for Zootopia and wild hogs. However, I have news about the story that I regret to inform you. I have made the decision to stop writing my fanfiction due to personal reasons that I will go over below. First off, I hope you enjoyed chapter 20, and try as hard as possible to wrap up as many plot lines in that chapter as possible, and feel I did a sufficient job. Lately, I just haven't found the same passion in my writing that I used to. I tried as hard as I could to get back in the story and rhyme with chapter 20, but it just didn't feel the same. I don't really know how to describe it. It felt more like work, or a school project than anything else. I really had to push myself to write that. I had no motivation to do anything, let alone write a story. Like I said, I had to push myself so hard to write just one chapter. All the stress of trying to get a chapter out really gets to me. I freak out because I feel like I'm not writing fast enough, which in turn kills any inspiration I might have. And I have no one to blame but myself for that. I'm just going to be real with you all here. My depression, anxiety, and ADHD have been worse than ever recently. I'm not looking for any kind of pity or anything like that. It's just been really difficult for me to handle everything lately, on here and in real life. I've recently been adjusted to new medications, as my last few either haven't worked or have made my condition even worse. I just need to get the stress of this off my back. I can't continue like this. It's only making my mental state worse than it already is. And at this point, it's not worth it. And with my drinking year fast approaching, I need to make that my top priority. There are so many other great and better fan fictions out there. Another reason I'm high considering any minds due to that fact. Again, I'm not looking for any kind of validation. I truly feel like I'm not contributing a worthy story to the Zootopia fandom. Some of you may disagree with that, I don't know. That's how I feel. But I truly need to thank everyone who supported me through the story. I never could have imagined the amount of love my story has received, and continues to receive. It honestly has floored me. I also need to personally thank XS Firestar XX for particularly being editing for me. He's been an amazing editor for me and an even better friend. I also need to say sorry. I tried to push through everything, guys. I really have. I'm sorry to everyone who was waiting for chapter 21. Words cannot express how horrible I feel about just abandoning a story like this. I've let you down, and I can't say sorry enough. You have every right to be angry, upset, and frustrated with me. Trust me, I'm feeling all that towards myself as well. 9% of you have been nothing but kind, and from the bottom of my heart, if this news upsets you, I am forever sorry and grateful for your support. On another note, I plan to still be somewhat active on this blog, and my RP blog as well. I also may write a few short stories here and there, if I feel like it, but the actual story itself is over for now. I'm not going to promise anything, but I can't ignore the possibility that I may return to the story someday. It all depends on how I'm feeling, and if I have time to fully commit to the story. Thank you for reading, and hopefully understanding my decision. If not, like I said, you have every right to be upset. I hold nothing against you. Travis. Bye guys, it's been a lot of fun.